Hey guys, welcome back to some more Jamie Plays Zelda. Episode 5 of Phantom Hourglass, or as you wrote in your notes, Episode 4.
Yeah. The time between recordings is so long that I can't count.
Correct.
Okay.
Where we left off is you got the southeast sea quadrant. So we got a whole new area to go to. Mm-hmm. At one point I asked you to go back to Bannon Island. Did you ever go back to Bannon Island? Do you know what Bannon Island is?
Nope.
We haven't found a mermaid yet, did we?
No, and I remember after the last episode, you heavily indicated that I should have found it by now. And I forgot to go. I didn't do any of that. So nope, still no mermaid.
So when we
don't know where Bannon Island is.
When we record episode 5 or 6, you can go back to Bannon Island. But I'm
not gonna remember, but I'll try.
We got all new islands to explore. Where did you go? Because there's a lot of openness here. You can do things in different order here.
Something along in the last part of recording, I got a new X on the map.
Okay, so you had some treasure maps.
It was a minute of sand. So.
Okay.
That was the start of my adventures in the southeast quadrant.
All right, we have more sand.
More sand that I haven't need. Well, I do need, but not need, because like I said in one of the previous ones, I just choked to death and pick up some hearts and then choked and just. So I don't know how useful all the sand is going to be, but we'll see.
Where did you go? What islands did you? What was the first island you discovered?
I discovered Goron Island.
There's like a mini boss here, like a little overworld guy.
Oh, that's the big whale, the sky whale.
How did this battle with the sky whale go?
I died first time. I mean, because when I got there, it was one of those deals where pirates were chasing me and lobbing bombs, and I'm just like. So I had like a heart and a half when the sky whale appeared the first time. Second time I went in full health, shot those eyes.
Okay.
Not a problem.
So we made it to Goron Island. You're walking around, and then there's like a Goron who's like staring at like a sailboat or something.
I remember that guy.
And then there's
eye in my boat.
And then there's a Goron.
I kept my eye on that guy.
There's a Goron who's like yelling at you across the gap. He's like, "Hey, over here!"
Shout in the mic once again.
And then there's a Goron who's like, "Oh God, there's those yellow enemies. Can you kill them for me?"
I remember killing the yellow enemy. I remember killing the enemies and then not remembering the color of them, because that's one of the questions the Goron chief asks you.
Okay, so you meet the Goron chief.
So it took me. He gives you 3 choices. Took me 3 guesses. The red, no. Green, no. Yellow.
He asks you all these like random questions, like how many big Gorons are there outside, or how many caves are there?
First time he asked me a question, I'm like, oh, he's gonna ask me so many questions. I'm gonna have to write stuff down on the map. So the first question he asked was like something I didn't get it right. So I'm like, okay. Then I went around to each hut, put a little hut icon on the map, like drew a house. And then I noticed like each house has a different number of boulders inside. So I'm like, okay, this house has 2 boulders. This house. Those are the only 2 things I could think of right off the bat. Like, all right, this guy's gonna ask me stupid things. This is gonna be one of them. I didn't know the other ones, so I just went to him. I just answered him blindly. Like,
okay,
no, okay, try again. No, okay, try. And you just you slowly get farther and farther and farther. There's no penalty for guessing wrong, other than you just have to start over again.
Right. Yeah.
It was just a nuisance, is what it was. As soon as I realized there was no penalty for guessing wrong, I turned my brain off and just.
You just power through it.
Just power through it,
yeah.
And it's like,
it's okay.
And now you're a Goron, you know so much, you've proven yourself. I'm like, I have proven nothing.
That allows you to like kind of pass on the right side of the island to go through that
the guard Goron lets you through.
And then you go through the little maze.
I went through the maze and did all I can do, except there's a purple crystal in a tiny little, not a room, but like part of the maze that's not accessible, except there's one of those holes in the wall. I don't know how to get by. I've come across one of these holes before. There was like something on the other side.
I'm like trying to visualize how you got stuck here, and I can't. I know the holes you're talking about, but that's a different thing. That's something else.
So I left. I left the island in shame.
In shame?
With my link tail between my legs.
Okay, so we didn't progress on Goron Island.
Gave up on Goron Island.
Okay, so what'd you do? Where'd you go?
Well, there was one where I dug a lot. You pay money to dig, and then what? Another thing.
Yes.
In this game. Lots of gambling. Lots of gambling.
This is always in Zelda.
I know, but wait, come on. Give me, how many rupees is it to dig 10 times in the ground? It's like, I'd rather have like like a wheel where you just, I'll give you 50 rupees, let me spin the wheel, and then I can go.
Like it takes too long
No, it's like, come on, don't make me dig.
Okay.
Dig. Oh, I got a rupee. Dig. Oh, I lost 20 rupees. Dig. So I did that, and I won like 50 rupees. I'm like, okay. I'm feeling flush. Went back in, and I lost like 80 rupees. So I'm like, all right, done.
Did you get any of the black, like,
oh, good. Second time, it was like all black.
Oh, they steal your money.
All black. So I'm like, I'm out.
You're paying money, and then you lose more money.
I'm out.
I made a reference to this other island that you were going to think is the dumbest island in the game.
Oh, the one that's shaped like a DS?
Do you remember what it's called?
No, but please tell me it's DS Island.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Spelled Deess. Island.
The guy was there saying, come back later, I'm setting up for a thing.
You got to do some stuff with, you need to deal with the Gorons later. But we're not doing the Gorons right now.
Nope, can't do it.
We went to the ice.
Went to Ice. Isle of Frost?
You meet the Anuki. Do you remember who the enemies on this island were?
Ukes?
Yeah, the Ukes.
Yeah.
So there's like this rivalry here.
Usually, when there's a clan war, they both feel like they're right, whatever. Just happened to meet Clan A first, and Clan B, oh boy, they are bastards. Mm-hmm. But then I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, Clan B is probably saying Clan A is a bunch of bastards. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to save the day. I'm going to be the peacemaker.
Right.
But no, you go through and you talk to all the guys, and then all of a sudden you're just like killing Ukes. You've never met a Uke in your life. They've never done anything to you except blow in your face.
Yeah.
Because the puzzle is there's like 6 houses.
Do you remember what this area is called, by the way?
Something village, right?
The Anuki Estates.
Estates. It's a nice subdivision. You go into the subdivision, wasn't gated. You talk to each one, and it's a logic puzzle. So and so, you have to find the guy that's lying, and therefore is the Uke. I got it in 2 steps. Thought I was gonna have to draw a logic puzzle grid and like start moving. No, I wrote it all down. Like, I'm all right. I'm gonna try and put on because this has like been one of my Achilles heels for my entire life is logic puzzles.
Oh, okay.
I was in accelerated math in like 4th grade, and I'm pretty sure they kicked me out because I couldn't do logic puzzles.
Okay, but you knew how to.
So I was like starting to sweat. I'm like, I don't want to do this. PTSD. And then it turned out I didn't even need to do anything. You discover him. He's like, and he turns into the Uke, and then he just like coughs loud, and he blows you out of the hut, and then he disappears. Just because he blew on you. You have to murder the entire race of them on the other side of the island. It's what?
I love how then you go to this other, like, this always bothered me, by the way, because this is kind of what you were saying. You go to the other side, it's like, all right, where do these people live? This is like the frozen ice mine or what? The ice field.
Yeah, so
and it's like a blizzard. And
so they banished these other people. Like, okay, we get this half.
The Anuki Estates, you get the ice field.
The Anuki Estate. It's like the Native Americans. It's like, all right, here's some crappy dirt patches. You go live over there. And then as a stranger, I'm coming in. I'm like, oh, wow, this is nice. Nice estates. I'm going to go over to and they just murder everybody that's living in the ice fields. It's like, come on.
Eventually, you make it to the next dungeon, the Temple of Ice.
Yes. It was not very hard, this dungeon, for sure.
Okay. It wasn't hard.
No, really? No. By the way, grappling hook. Finally,
you got the grappling hook.
I will now enjoy myself so much more because that is what have been the constant annoyance is seeing all the grappling hook posts throughout the entire game that I could not use, but knew if I had the grappling hook I could use.
Okay.
I'm kind of excited to go back. I mean, it's tedious, but I'm excited to go back to everything I've already visited with my fancy grappling hook.
Okay. All right.
Next episode is just going to be a laundry list of things I grappled.
Okay. Even the early floors of the Temple of the Ocean King?
Yes.
What I love about this grappling hook is it has so many purposes, too.
Right. That was new for me, was putting the grappling hook between 2 posts and then using it as a slingshot. I think the only thing I think I remember having trouble with is those 2 wall eyes. I did the rope across and I'm like standing in the middle, like, no, that's not it. I'm like turning around real fast. No. Then finally, I don't know why it came to me because it makes no sense to fire an arrow into the rope and have it bounce back. Come on.
That seems ridiculous,
it's
by the way.
Ridiculous. I didn't get stuck on it, but it took me 60 seconds to kind of just try everything first and then kind of sit there and scratch my head. I'm like, all right, I'll try this. And all of a sudden it bounced off the rope. I'm like, okay, that makes no sense whatsoever. But for this game, par for the course.
No, I don't remember this being overly challenging. I remember it being fun. There's like a giant room where you have to pull a lever and then like you have to...
that was a thing. Figuring out the farther away you pull the tongues from the statues, the more time you had. I accidentally discovered that because I was just over here and I pulled a tongue that I'd already pulled, but it only give me like this much time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and I didn't get to the thing in time or whatever, so and just pulled it out and it just kept going and going. I'm like, oh.
We get to the boss, Gliok.
Oh, is it the two-headed dragon from the original?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
But this also has a little other gimmick to it a little bit that's like from...
Yes, the same thing. Reflect the projectiles. I will say, it took me a little too long to figure out I had to angle them. They're not coming hot and heavy, but they're coming fast enough to where you have time to react. You just instinctively go and draw a rope between the two posts straight across, and the thing goes straight back, and it just goes chink. I'm like, that doesn't sound like it did any damage, but I kept doing that. And then every 3 or whatever, he floods the room, and I got flooded a couple times. But once you're in the flood, you shoot icebergs, you get hearts back. So I'm like, I didn't really care about the flood coming at me. And then eventually I'm like, okay, I'm clearly not doing damage here. So then I'm like, haha, there are 4 posts, so I started doing angles, and then that was it.
Okay, yeah.
Then actually I was like, all right, I'm going to be smart and jump up on top of the pole when the flood comes and then jump back down.
Did you like this boss?
It's okay.
Just okay.
Well, none of them are challenging. I mean, it's like, come on. The last 2 bosses have just been like cakewalks. When a boss, and the last few bosses have been this way, the arena that you're in throws hearts at you. So it's like, well, pretty much that summarizes the whole game. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to try to die.
Yep.
Just, here's hearts. Oh, you took some day. Here's more hearts. And the boss, like, there's one boss where you had to fire the arrow at with the one that you couldn't see. Just the whole room. There's just hearts.
Yep.
It's like, all right. I took a couple. Somebody nicked my arm. I'm gonna go run over there and heal up. It could be a little more challenging, this game.
All right, we are 5 dungeons in.
Yep.
But you didn't beat the Goron. So I kind of hinted at this because like the game actually opens up in a little bit. So okay, spoilers. There's a dungeon on Goron Island.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Oh, I can see the door to it. It's right over there. And I know I got to hit this purple thing to open it up.
Okay, you're gonna figure it out. But you've already done the whole lead up to the dungeon, and you've already like done that. So you just got to do the dungeon.
I got to figure out the secret.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do here? We're gonna do something a little different then.
Uh-oh.
Because I feel like it doesn't make sense to make the next episode Goron Temple.
Okay.
I don't think that's enough. All right. So what we're gonna do? you have homework here.
Oh no.
By the way, assuming there's this temple on Goron, and after you eventually beat it, what do you think you're gonna?
I like your confidence that I'm gonna be able to.
What do you think you're gonna have to do next?
Fire Island.
Okay, you're gonna have to go back to the Temple of the Ocean King.
But I assumed I wouldn't have to go back there until I had all 3 medals. So I have 1 medal from the Frost dungeon.
Yeah.
I just assumed I would go get the other 2.
You would be wrong.
Ooh.
So okay. you're gonna have to go back.
Okay.
So you're gonna beat.
I need to go find Grandpa. No, I need to go visit the Ember Isle. Then she'll tell me what to do.
Oh,
I've been back there in a while, and I believe I might actually have 10 of one of those things.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm going back and turning those in for something.
Your homework here is we're gonna beat another dungeon. We're going to get another sea chart.
That was not a spoiler. That was not homework. That's just assumed. Beat another dungeon.
We're going to get another sea chart. The northeast.
Okay.
We're going to find a mermaid.
I don't know.
And then we're going to find...
the elusive mermaid.
And we're going to find every single wooden peg in the whole world.
Ooh. It's going to be a long episode.
So I was thinking, I'm like, should we just include the next... No, I'm like, no, there's enough to go around here.
You made it seem like I was going to have extra homework. You literally go, all right, go explore and do a dungeon.
I was thinking, I'm like, should we jump? There's there's still a few more dungeons to go. This is a dungeon crawler. I mean, there's a lot of dungeons in this game.
Okay.
You've got, you got 1, 2.
No, but you're like, we're going to change it up. You're going to sail around and you're going to do a dungeon. Oh, that's new.
Okay, we're not doing anything different. So, but you're not going to end at the Goron Temple. That's for sure. We're not just get to the end.
You're assuming I'm going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, you will. And you're going to be like, well, you might get there and be like, I have no idea why I was stuck. I'm going to I had to go back and look at my guide and be like, why would anybody ever get stuck here? I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember anything being remotely difficult about this segment
I like to find new ways to stump myself.
Tune in next time, and Jamie will play some more Phantom Hourglass.
What? Tune in next time.
Do we gotta do NPR?
Tune in next time.
Next time for some more Goron Island.